What is going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well. As for myself, I am doing good, all things considered. Just sitting out here in the shop trying to get a recap done. I tried to get this recap done actually around 11 o'clock this morning. That was after I had said I was done trading, pretty much was done trading like in the early morning session, and said I was done trading, said I wasn't opening Ninja Trader back up. But then I said, let me go ahead, let me get my recap done, open Ninja Trader back up, open the charts up, and took a trade, y'all. That first trade that I took, I kind of got out by the hairs on my chinny chin, made a couple of dollars, went into the Discord, made the comment that I just broke a rule, took a trade, said I wasn't going to take no more trades, let me get this recap done, and I ended up jumping in another trade, y'all. And therein is where the problem started. I was already up pretty good on the day. Already had a payout locked in with Take Profit Trader. Didn't need to take any more trades. And that greed kicked in. Looked at the chart. Thought I saw what should have been a runner. I'm thinking that, okay, this market is just strong. It's going to keep pushing. No. Trade went against me. Now I'm like a deer caught in the headlights. And I'm watching this trade go against me. I add to the position, it's still going against me. And I'm like, come on, man, what are you doing? You had a payout locked in. You didn't been here before. You didn't been here to where you had a payout locked in and you blew an account up. Let's not do that. Trade continued to go against me. I kind of backed the chart out and I said, okay, this is my line in the sand. This is going to be my stop price. When I went into the trade, I didn't really have a stop price in mind because I'm thinking that the market is running, it's going to continue to run. No, that didn't happen. So now I'm playing catch up. Now I'm like, okay, let me find out where I can put my stop at, and I'm going to lose whatever I'm going to lose on this trade. And it was going to be a significant loss, y'all. It was going to take back everything that I had made today. It was going to take back everything that I had made Friday. And it was going to start eating into my threshold. So with Take Profit Trader, I'm trading a 25K account. Once you're over $1,500, anything over that is your money and you never have a trailing threshold. I was going to eat into that $1,500. So again, this was going to be a significant loss, but I assumed the risk. I put the stop there and I left. I had to go to lunch. But what I did was I took my iPad with me and I loaded TRADERVUE up and I kind of managed that trade as it was playing out. And by the hairs on my chinny chin, again, I got out of that trade small green. Now, like I said, when I initially took the trade, I didn't have the three things that you need. And it's what I call the sets. There's something that me and Spark have been talking about maybe last week, a couple of weeks ago. And you asked what the sets are. The sets are, I need to have the strategy. So I need to have the system locked in. It has to be a valid trade. The E is the entry price. So I need to know where I'm going to enter at. I had that. The target price. I need to know what the target price is, and then the stop price. That's sets. So my system, my entry, my target, my stop. Some people might ask, why am I putting the target before the stop? For me, if the target doesn't have enough room to justify the trade, then the stop doesn't matter. So if I'm taking a trade and it's only 5 points in it, I need to back out and see, okay, my stop is going to be 10 points. It's not enough in the trade. So that's why I kind of worded it that way. But after I done did all of the stuff, after I'm in this trade that I shouldn't be in, I see, okay, this is where my target should be at. But because I got drugged through the mud so much on this trade, once it got green, first of all, once it got over a certain area on the chart, I knew that the trade should work. And when we look at, we'll just look at that trade once we go to the charts. Once it got over a certain area, I said, okay, if it holds this area, I'm gonna get back good. I'll get back to break even, and this is what the target should be. Once I got back even, and again, I'm trading from my iPad, I just hit that cancel and exit all button, and I got out, I got out of the trade. So first, what I want to do is we'll pull up the stats for the day. Let's look at that. I've already mentioned that the trade is green, so we're just going to check out the stats. So let's go ahead. We'll click that button right there. And today we're reviewing trades for 6-9. I have this set to this week because I did trade last night, which was 6-8. But we see we had $525 in profit. We lost $96. That gave us a gross P&L of $429. Spent about $48.50 in commissions, which gave us a total P&L of $381. Decent day. Thing is, I was already up like 300 and some change. I was already up 300 and some change before I got into that last trade. So I really went through a bunch of foolishness just to make $381. And see, this is something I got to check because I'm looking here and it's showing 439. Oh, that must have been the high and then it came back down. Makes sense now. Okay. So yeah, decent day. We was 86%. We still batting a high batting average. Largest losing trade, $23. Largest winning trade was $54. Not bad. Look at that longest hold time. I stayed in that trade 1 hour and 32 minutes. And you see it does say that the longest losing trade was that same amount because I added to the position. And when I got out of the position, not all of that position was green. So that counted towards the losing trade as well. We see the P&L curve. I started off first trade of the evening, Sunday evening, red, down $27. And then look at that, y'all. This is what you want to see. Just a nice progressive little trend up. Nice little progressive trend up. This spike is good. It's almost like the iceberg sticking out the water, but this last trade did not have to occur the way that it did. So let's go ahead. Let's jump on over into the charts real quick. We'll take a look at them. One thing that I just found, y'all, as I was setting up to get this recap done, I have, and it's still not 100% there, but I could work with this though. I found out how to make red candles empty. But what I do want to do, let's see something. Let's see something before we get started. I'm going to go into the indicators. I don't have the indicator turned on for the candles. I'm going to turn those on and see if it works. Let's see. Nope. See, once I do that, it flicks it back because the candle should be red. Let me see. Nope, it's set to transparent and it's still making them red. That's something I may be able to go in and fix though. That may be something I can go in and fix. But until then, I'm gonna just go back. I'm gonna turn off the candle indicator. And as long as they are hollow, then are transparent, then I know that those are red candles. And see, look, now that I done did that, I done messed it up. Son of a biscuit. I'll figure that out once I finish the video. Make sure I turned off candles though. Nope, I didn't. See, easy fix. Boom, boom. Did I turn off chart color? Nope, that's still good. There we go. All right, so hollow candles are red candles, and of course green candles are long candles. But let's go ahead, let's get these charts set up to where I was taking that trade at, y'all. This is ugly. So this is the area I was getting into the trades at. Let's come on over to Thinkorswim. We'll get this section kind of queued up. And like I said, at this point, I was already green, couple of $100, 300 plus bucks. So first trade, 1107. And NinjaTrader's candles are off by like 1 minute. So we'll just look at that candle. It's going to be that one right there. Got long here. We'll bring this on over a little bit. Maybe that was too much. There we go. Let's come on back out a little bit. I just kind of want to show what the market was doing. So this channel was not on the chart at the time that I took the trade. Price had come up to previous day's high, 100 level, and kind of came back down, flipped. 1 minute is now red because we have this orange cloud, and price got back above it, and I went long. And now I want to see this push back up to the 100, and it didn't. It came back down a little bit. I added one, and then when it tried to make the push, I got out. Again, this is not on the chart at that time. Right then, I made the comment in the Discord. I just took a trade I shouldn't have. That should have been the end of it. But what do I go and do, y'all? So after I take this trade and I get in right here, I get out of one of the positions here. I scale out of one of the positions here. I should be done. Well, price comes back up. I add right here. It kind of peekaboos up. I was up. Cause I can't remember how many contracts I was in. Let's see. That was 65. It went up like 5 points. I saw double-digit gains. And before I could get out, this thing flushes down. You notice I add another one in this candle because now I'm like, okay, 1 minute has flipped back bullish. That's what the gray cloud is. We should get that push back up. And it doesn't. It breaks and it comes down to the cloud. And I'm like, okay, we should bounce off of this cloud. At this point, my stop should be just on the other side of this cloud. That's where my stop should be. And taking this initial trade, that's where it should have been. Entry would have been 861. My stop should have been 839. It's like a 20, call it a 25 point stop. So on one contract, I'm risking $50. That should have been the end of it. None of this adding. But, and actually, I'm sorry, not that one. We're going with this one. Because that's the initial trade. So on this second entry, 865, stop is 840, 25 points. Come on now, $50 still. That should have been the end of it. I shouldn't have added here. I shouldn't have added here. And I should have stopped out right there. But guess what I do, y'all? I add another one right here. You know what this is called? Tilt. Now I'm really like a deer in the headlights. So what I do, I back the chart out. And now I'm looking and I'm like, what can be like, no more. No more. We've blown past this. That should have been stopped. This wick. That should have been the next stop. And I'm like, all right, this is not good, y'all. This is not good. So I said, if price breaks previous day's close, I have a hard stop in the system and I am done, y'all. I'm toast. I'm about to give back everything I made today, everything I made Friday, and I'm going to cut into some of my threshold. And this thing came down, bounced off a previous day, or not previous, bounced off of first line of defense, came up, pulled back. So it left this pivot right here, right? Notice that's just above the cloud. So now I'm like, okay, I see where my area is that price needs to get above for me to think that this trade is going to work. So price hit here, it pulled back. I'm still at home now. And I'm like, oh, I see a W forming. This is the middle of the W. All price has to do now is really get back above that point. First, when we right here, this is just what I see. Boom, boom. So that's where price needs to get above. But as price action continues on, now we got a W. Price needs to get above this line. I was calling it 840. It was more like 842, 843. It needs to hold. So it needed to come up, either go, come up, retest, and go. That's what I need to see. So let's keep going. And I didn't do any more adding over here. Once I figured out with what I'm in and where my stop is at, I don't want to lose no more money than that. I wasn't good with that, but I was good with that, if you know what I mean. So price comes up, it rejects. Price comes up, it rejects. And now I'm like, yeah, this is whack. But at that point, I had some place to be at 12:45. So I'm like, my stop is in the system. I can't do nothing about that. It's going to hit my stop price or it's going to eventually work. But because I didn't have a bracket in the system, I didn't have a take profit. So needed a way to manage it and be able to cancel the stop and exit the position. So we'll keep going. Price just chops around. Again, we're back up near this area that it needs to break. This is no longer a W. This is just chop. And we are like basically trapped between this level, first line of defense. And then boom, what do we get? Price closes over the area I need to see it close over, comes back down, and then boom, we break that candle. It makes the move. So I'm like, all right, cool. My average price at the time was 59. Oh, market just opened. Hold on, let me pull this back. But market just opened, so that's why I kind of jacked my charts up. So let's come on back over and look. So my entry price or my average price from all of this foolishness is 59. So it comes up, just taps it, puts me back red. But at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm Gucci. I'm good. I have broke over this level. Comes back, pulls back, makes the move. Let's look and see. Let's come over here and look and see where we get out at. So that's that. That's that. You see, I sit through this. Comes back down. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Boom. So I get out 11:47. So let's keep coming on over here. Boom. I get out 11:47. I get out on this candle right here, 46. I get out on that candle right there. I hit the inside of TRADERVUE, there's a button that says cancel all orders and exit. I hit that button. and I get out on that candle right there, this thing kind of consolidates and boom. Remember, I said I didn't have a target in mind. Actually, that's not true. Over here, I did have a target. Guess what it was? Previous day's high. That was my target. I thought the price would get back up to here. So once I got in this trade, same thought process. It should get back up there. Man, I would have made a killing had I stayed in that trade. But because I had gotten drugged so much, I couldn't do it, y'all. I could not do it. And then look at what it did. Came up, retest fails, it's rolling over. And it rolled over all the way back down, came back up a little bit, kind of just chopped around. Now, can't really go long until it can kind of break and hold that. And no, just chopped around. It's about 3:30 at that point, and it finally flushes out. Finally flushes out. And here we are right now. Still going. Actually, this is after hours. This is where we're at right now. And then notice with the OTR system, these are Friday's fib levels. These levels here are the levels for today's candle. So that's why you kind of see that little side shift. And then after 5 bars, these labels will disappear, and then it will show the new labels for this evening and tomorrow. And you see like the previous day's highs, see how it adjusted up? Boom, adjusted up. Previous day's close, same thing, boom, adjusted up. So yeah, that's it, y'all. It was a interesting day, to say the least. I'm a work in progress. Last week was a good solid week. Last week was a good solid week. I felt like I did everything right. I got out of the market when I needed to. Coming into this morning after I was green, I said I am done trading. I'm not opening NinjaTrader back up. All the way up until the point that I said that I was going to do the recap. I hadn't opened it up. So tomorrow, same situation. If I'm green or if I'm red, I will not open NinjaTrader back up until after the market closes. I got to build that discipline up to not want to take the trade when it's open. Because like I said, up until that point, I had Thinkorswim open, but I never had the desire to open NinjaTrader. And then once I said, all right, I can go ahead, I can get my recap done before I head to lunch. Boom, that one trade could have cost me the cash cow, as me and Spark like to call it, because that's what it is. It's a cash cow. Once you're over that threshold, you can get your payouts, and I am going to take a payout. I think what I'm going to start doing is anything over, how is it? So with take profit, you could take $250 out. They say you could take a payout every day, right? If you take a payout under $250, in addition to the 80-20 split, they're going to charge you $50. So if you got a $200, a straight flat $200, they're going to take 20%. So they're going to take $40. So that's going to leave you $160. Then they're going to take another $50. So for me, I'm not taking a payout less than $250. I never do. I have not taken one single payment under $250 because I don't want to give them 20% and a flat $50. So what I said I was going to do is just start taking $250 payouts. Anything over that, I will just let that accumulate. I will let it accumulate. After today, today I'm going to take probably $400 out. So right now, I think I'm sitting at about $670 because I made 200 on Friday that again, it's under the 250. Didn't touch it. Today I made 380. So I'm gonna probably take 380 is what I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take what I made today. I'll leave what I made Friday in there. That's a buffer. That's a cushion. Hopefully we can tighten up and not do what the heck we did today. Trying to watch nothing but mainly psychology videos, man. We all struggle. We as in traders, we all struggle with this same demon. The guys that's making $1,000 days, they struggled with this same thing. So if you over there struggling with it, don't think that you different. Don't think that it is what it is. It's a part of growing. Just know on the other side, once you get past it, it's when good things really start to happen. But it's just tough trying to get past it. On that note, I'm going to wrap this video up. As always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. I'm out. Peace.